you know, things don't just. I hate the thought of someone sending something and I don't ever see it. You know. So yeah, I do my best to do that.
What are
Hello.
you doing right now?
What am I doing?
Right now.
Drinking water.
And your free time.
My free time.
Or work
I
time,
have no
whatever
free
it's
time.
called.
I've got a new baby, so a lot of my time is taken kind of chasing him like that, because he's trying to walk just now. He's got this thing where he can stand up himself, which is really cool, and he can walk while holding on to things. But say that was there and that was there. It's actually getting to there's the thing that he won't do yet. So he walks along and then he goes. And then he goes on his bum and goes across and then gets back up there. So I spend most of my time just watching that. It's really entertaining. And it's a good acting lesson as well. Just like how something that natural can be the most compelling thing to watch, you know. You don't have to do a lot for people to want to watch it. You just have to be real in the moment, like a baby is. There you go, you get acting lessons and everything. It's an incredible lecture. I should start charging. You can't drink too much water. Stay hydrated, I say. Hi.
Hi. Would you consider playing along in The Hobbit if Peter Jackson's doing? He's making that one.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, none of the hobbits are in it, not you know, other than Bilbo.
No.
But if they wanted us to be, you know, playing our
Yes.
grandfathers or
Yeah.
something, then I think that would be fun.
Yeah.
And exactly the kind of thing I think that Pete would do, you know.
Do you think he will do it?
I don't know. It's all. I think it's beyond a lot of people's control.
Yeah.
It's all about who owns the rights, and it's all big business rather than
Yeah.
art.
I hope
You know.
Peter will do it.
Yeah, God, so do I.
Yes,
So does
fingers
I
crossed.
think everyone really.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be a shame to create Middle Earth and then someone else.
Mm.
You know, it has to be Weta in it. It has to be Peter really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How was it technically to play a hobbit? To shrink and all that?
The hardest thing really was the daily makeup was because everyone talks about, you know, Lurtz took 12 hours for makeup, you know, which is true. But he maybe only worked for 2 weeks. But we only took 3 hours. But we worked, you know, every day for a year and a half. So although it was terrible for the people who had 12-hour makeups, the hobbits were always there before anyone else. We arrived at like 4:30 in the morning to stand in a box and get our feet on and then get our wigs on. She's heard this story. She's like, nah. She thought it was a Star Wars thing. So we're going to be talking about Boba Fett. Yeah, so like 3 hours every day. That was the hardest thing. You know, some technical things were difficult where you had to play scenes when people weren't there, especially emotional scenes when, as an actor, what you want to do is look into the other person's eyes, you know, and have a scene. Whereas, you know, sometimes you couldn't because the person you're meant to be looking at is supposed to be 7 foot and you're supposed to be 3 foot. So, you know, you can't play next to each other. It's impossible. So, you know, things like I would do a scene with Ian where if the camera's here, Ian would be there because if you're closer to the camera, you just look bigger. It's just a really easy way to do it. So he'd be there, and I'd be here, and I'd be talking to him like that, and he'd be talking over there to me like that. Sorry. And so it was a really weird sort of, because the whole time you're doing, as an actor, you just want to look at the person, so you keep trying to stop yourself from, you know, looking around. So that was the kind of most difficult thing. Hello.
When did you start acting and why?
Um, I did a school play when I was about 11 years old, and I loved it. And from then I started doing amateur theatre, and really loving that. But then when school finished, I felt, oh, yeah, I kind of felt like I should get a real job. So I went and got a real job. I worked in a printer's, and I worked there for 7 years before I sort of got the the courage to say this isn't what I want to do. So I gave that up and went to drama school and spent 3 years at drama school when I was 24 and started acting after that, professionally. Yeah. Hello.
Do you still meet the rest of the cast, Elijah Wood and Dominic Monaghan and the rest of them?
Yeah, we always kind of go out our way to try and meet up as much as we can. I see Dom a lot. We're trying to make a film together, so that kind of makes us meet up even when we don't want to really. The rest of the guys, yeah, if ever I'm in LA, I'll call them up, or they'll call me up when they're in London, and so we see each other quite a lot really. And we still do things like we still have holidays together and stuff. Me and Dom, I think, are going to try and get a week away together.